Hello, guys. Welcome back for another math lesson with Mr. Hopkins. Brought to you from my basement, so enjoy. Today we are looking at more monomial review. So a few days ago we did watch a video on the laws of exponents, and these were in it. So we have the power rule, where if I have a power raised to another power, we have to multiply those exponents. If I have a set of parentheses raised to a power, that means everything inside the set of parentheses gets raised to the power. Whether it is a monomial there or if it's a fraction, everything inside the set of parentheses gets raised to the power. So here we go. Let's practice some of these. M to the fifth, all raised to the third power, would be M to the 15th. And then we're going to trickle in some of the laws and rules that we learned yesterday and the lesson before that. Okay, so 5n to the 6 raised to the third power. That means everything is raised to the third power, including the 5. So 5 cubed is 125. And then n to the 6th power raised to the third power, we multiply. So what it would look like prior to that, 5n to the 6 raised to the third power means 5n to the 6 times 5n to the 6 times 5n to the 6. So that's where I come up with 5 times 5 times 5 is 125. And then we know when we multiply exponents with the same base, I add them. So 6 plus 6 plus 6 is 18. So the shortcut now is raise everything to the power. 5 cubed is 125. And when I have a power raised to a power, I multiply. So 6 times 3 is 18. It will save you some time, but however you want to do it will work. Okay, so everything inside this set of parentheses is raised to the 5th power. So 2 to the 5th power. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16, times 2 more is 32. X squared to the 5th power. So 2 to the 5th is x to the 10th. Y to the 20th. And w to the 15th. So we're multiplying those powers. Okay, same with the fractions. Again, we have 2 to the 5th power in the top. So that is 32 as we just did that. 7 to the 5th power. So let's see here. A to the 35th. And b to the 20th. All over c to the 30th. Okay, the next one. This brings us back to some of yesterday's lesson, or the previous lesson, excuse me. 4 times 6 is 24. 5 plus 2 is c to the 7th. D squared plus d to the 10th is d to the 12th. All over, let's see here. 2 raised to the third power. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8. 3 times 3 is 9, so c to the 9th. And 2 times 3 is 6. So they get tricky depending on the rule, so we have to really pay attention. Now I can divide. 24 divided by 8 is 3. C to the 7th divided by c to the 9th. So remember, when we divide exponents with the same base, we subtract. So 7 minus 9 is negative 2. I cannot show negative 2 in the top. So if I bring that exponent down, it's c to the positive 2, or c squared. Now the d's. 12 minus 6 is 6. That'll stay at the top. And let me make that clear of where the answer is. A lot of work there. Okay, we have x to the 20th, y to the 21st, x to the 4th, y to the 40th. And now I can combine, well, it's not combining, but I can simplify this. X to the 20th times x to the 4th is x to the 24th. Y to the 21st times y to the 40th is y to the 61st. Okay, we are getting there. X to the 5th raised to the 4th. So that is x to the 20th. Y cubed raised to the 4th is y to the 12th. W squared raised to the 4th is w to the 8th. And now the next one. X squared raised to the 2nd, x to the 4th. Y to the 7th squared is y to the 14th. And negative 3 times 2 is negative 6, so that's w to the negative 6. So once again, like bases, we have x to the 20th and x to the 4th is x to the 24th. So let's just clean up our mess so I don't get confused. Y to the 12th, y to the 14th is y to the 26th. And w to the 8th and w to the negative 6 is w squared. One to go. We're getting there. Okay, so let's do the math on the top. We have 3 cubed. 3 times 3 is 9, times 3 again is 27. 4 times 3 is 12, so that's x to the 12th, times 5x to the 7th. In the bottom, 2 raised to the 4th, that's 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16. Yes, I'm using my fingers. Please don't judge me. And x to the 5th raised to the 4th is x to the 20th. So let's see what we have. Okay, does that reduce? 3 doesn't, 9 doesn't. So if you're not sure on whether 27 over 16 reduces, in your calculator, 27 divided by 16, you'll get a decimal. Always go back, put it in the form of a fraction by hitting the math button, enter, enter, and your calculator always gives it back to you in reduced form if it does reduce. So clearly we can see it does not reduce, so that is 27 over 16. So 27 on top, 16 on bottom. Let's see what else we have. X to the 12th times x to the 7th. Oh, I forgot the 5 out here. So we still have to multiply by 5. So I can erase that. 27 times 5. Where's the math on that one? Once I find my cursor. There it is. $27 times 5 is 135. Okay, now we have x squared times x to the 7th, which is x to the 19th. Not sure what happened there. I think my hand hit the eraser. And in the bottom, I have x to the 20th. Okay, so one more time. Let's see if 135 over 16 reduces. And it does not. So 135 over 16 and x to the 19th divided by x to the 20th. What do we have here? 19 minus 20 is negative 1. I cannot keep a -1 up there, so that'll go on the bottom. And I can put the 1 above the x, but I don't have to. So that is today's lesson. I hope you learned something or refreshed your memory, but there's a lot of work going on here. So if you have any questions, please ask.